Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Tonight we're going to explore a topic which many people understand, like a dimension of Islam that many people understand but not fully grasp: the inner wisdom, the bāṭin, the spiritual heart of faith. Ramadan is not only a month of fasting, it is a month of unveiling and unveiling our hearts, our intentions, and the deeper meanings behind the practices we often take for granted. Esoteric wisdom in Islam. In Islamic thought, knowledge, which has two layers. Number one is the ẓāhir, the apparent, the outward, visible, literal meaning, the bāṭin, which is the hidden meaning, the inward, the spiritual. And esoteric wisdom refers to this inner dimension, and it is the understanding that the Qur'an is not only a book of laws and stories and history, but also a book of symbols and meanings and metaphors and spiritual meanings and realities, which, the classical scholars described the Quran as having multiple layers of understanding, and each one has a deeper meaning than the last. So, this inner meaning does not replace the outward meaning, of course, it completes it. Just as a body needs soul, the outward practice needs inner awareness. And in Islamic mysticism, the inner spiritual path, in is often called the inner spiritual realities, or of in the heart that lived a journey of experiencing those deeper meanings, and where they're derived from. This is not only restricted to Islamic law, Islamic teachings of how to worship, but the inner path which teaches us how to feel that worship, and where theology teaches us what to believe, uh, as the inner path teaches us how to taste the belief. And this spiritual tradition focuses on purifying the heart, deepening the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then obviously cultivating love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, humility, the presence, feeling the presence, experiencing the closeness to the divine. And it is the difference between knowing about God and knowing God. Why this matters in Ramadan? Ramadan is the month where um, the veils between the outer layer and the inner becomes thinner and thinner. We are fasting outwardly, but we feel it inwardly. We are invited to break the fast of ego, silence the noise of the world, return to the stillness of the heart, and reconnect with Allah through presence in our ibadah, not just performance, not just listening to Quran. But the esoteric wisdom reminds us that every act of worship has a hidden purpose, understanding. Fasting teaches us to surrender, prayer teaches us presence, and the Quran teaches awakening. Charity teaches detachment from your belongings. Night worship teaches intimacy with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ramadan becomes a spiritual mirror, showing us who we really are and who we can become. A simple nightly practice can be sitting up quietly after Taraweeh on your musalla, just before suhoor. Place your hand on your heart, feel the breathe, let your heart sink in the Ismi Azam, breathe slowly and say Allah. With each breath, you can, let your heart feel the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let this connect. This is the beginning of spiritual watchfulness, a core practice of the inner Islamic tradition. And esoteric wisdom and the inner spiritual path, they are not separate from Islam. They are its inner fragrance, and they remind us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not only worshipped through rituals, but also through presence, sincerity, and love. And as we continue this Ramadan Healing Series, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open our hearts to His love, to the deeper meanings of the Quran, the deeper meanings of Isma Azam, His signs, His mercy. We will be diving into the meanings of muraqabah, dhikr, tazkiyatun nafs, ma'arifah, tazaffuf, inshallah, in the next coming videos. And if this episode touched your heart, please share it with your friends and family, and to someone who really needs spiritual nourishment this Ramadan. Don't forget to like and share, subscribe. See you in the next videos. Masalam.